What's up, sluggers? This is Tim Roten, vocalist, lyricist, and content maker of Shotgun Therapy and the Shotgun Bloodline. Um, well, here we go. Episode 1 of Shotgun Storytime. Brought to you by Shotgun Therapy, sponsored by Shotgun Therapy, presented by Shotgun Therapy. The new single out, our third single for this new album, Downer. Um, let's go back to late 2005. Um, Late summer, early fall ish. It's still kind of hot outside here in OKC. Coming off of a work day. I know it was a Wednesday. So very trying day for those who any kind of work. If you're not feeling good, you're not feeling bad, you're not feeling blah, you just feel numb. It was one of the very first times I ever felt that. Like, it took its toll on me. You don't feel it taking its toll on you. It's about there. You're almost about to snap. Coming off of work, and I also worked alongside to our former manager, rest in peace, Mr. Jeff Carr. So I was working in the same department as he was. Coming off of work, and I was just like, oh, I can't wait to get home. Wait, I got practice. All right, let's go. So getting ready to go to practice. Jeff, on our way out of work, and he was like, well, I guess I'll see you. You got practice, don't you? Yes, I do. You better get to practice. He had never told me to get to practice. That was the actual push. So, um, by the time I called the wife and let her know that, hey, I'm going from work to practice. So by the time I got to practice, here's where it all went down. By the time I got to practice, there's Kelly Lay, guitarist. There's Fred Albers, drummer, and PJ Plaster on bass. All three of them are just jumping around, giddy like a little bit, like three little girls just jumping around. Anyway, they're just like, oh, I can't wait for you to hear this. Can't wait. They came in with an idea. They rocked it out before I even got there. That's how crazy it is. I'm like, okay, well, all right, just kind of feeling that same vibe. Not bad, not good, not blah. All right, that's cool. Like, maybe I was tired. I didn't feel it. It's just one of those things like, oh, yeah, okay. So by then, Kelly is sitting her like, oh man, this is so good. I'm writing lyrics. So I'm like thinking in the back of my head, like, dude, that's my job. But then I'm just like, well, what do you got? So with that in mind, he wrote three lines that said, I've been down, lost in a haze, mind's even clouded. Those three lines are in the chorus itself of the song. Um, which I was like, well, that's exactly what I was feeling. It's exactly what I'm feeling right now. So I wrote everything I was feeling that day, that moment. You listen to the music itself, it's very down oriented. Those who are not familiar with this supergroup Down out of New Orleans, that is pretty much our bread and butter. That's it. That's, like the main influence, sure, but it is heavy music with a groove. This thing effing grooves. So I'm like, oh, I like this. I'm gonna go. So by the time I heard it a couple of times and I really dug what I heard, it kind of just got me out of my funk a little bit because I already had like 85-90% of the lyrics written. And after those two go arounds, by the time we hit it a third time and I jump in, that's usually what happens. So by the time I can hear it and I can go over I was just going it. Oh, I was going over it when I was writing it down. So there was that. So by the time we got done with that, we kind of looked around like, that's a song we wrote in a day. That hardly happens, and I know it happens to most bands, to even most supergroups, and most session players. It's like they've written, but that was like a few hours. We had written a song that's crazy. So by that following Saturday, we had everything tied up. We had it down. tighter than most songs we've put together. A few weeks later, we played it in front of a crowd, and it became, I would say, it became the fan favorite. I'm not saying it is, but to us, it's a band favorite. It was number one. So fast forward to 2006, almost 2007, to where I finally I moved to Kansas, and me and Kelly were just kind of like, that's our only regret, was not recording that song. Now, fast forward to 2023, after the three songs that I had recorded with the almighty Zane Smith and and everybody else involved in that, to where like Kelly finds the live recording from 2006, which will be released at the same time this new album is hopefully finished. So, but yeah, we're like, please tell me you have it. Please tell me you have it, because I don't have it. You please tell me you have it. And he had it, and that was like one of the first songs we had recorded the beginning of last year. So now it's just like, okay, let's release a third single. Let's see what we can do. Let's get, we're communicating. We're going. We're going to do this. So July, like I said, as of July 3rd, as of July 3rd, it will be released. So yeah. So that's pretty much it. Downer, the song written in a day. Finally, finally gonna see the light of day in a single edit. Um, Dude by the name of Paul from a band that used to play here called back in the day, called Catalyst. I threw on that little sound bite for everybody. Like, this is what the live shows were like. I put that little soundbite in before the new single and stuff like that. So yeah, shout out to Paul. Shout out to the guys in Catalyst. They're still around doing their thing and stuff like that. So that's it. That's the story of Downer. And to really sum it up, I don't want to be the toxic one anymore. I just want to be the one who touched the dolphin. That's it for me. Be safe, be kind to one another, don't take any shit from anybody, and make a lot of noise. More to come. Love you.